you can start.
From the ancient tides of the East to the boundless frontiers of blockchain, NERO rises with a legacy of courage, precision, and innovation. Now, developers across the globe are summoned to ride the 6 waves of revelation, a journey of 100 days, 6 waves of creation, glory, and code. From April 14th to July 20th, join the WaveHack, a global saga of builders, creators, and visionaries. With NERO's Paymaster tech, forge frictionless experiences, GameFi, SocialFi, DeFi, and beyond. Unleash your inner warrior. Build with purpose. Code with honor. The tide is rising. Join the wave.
Great video. Hello, AKINDO builders, WaveHack builders. So I'm Taka from AKINDO, and we're welcoming NERO, Jake, and Marcus, and then we're gonna go over what NERO is cooking, what's the kind of WaveHack of NERO about today. Great. And then maybe some of you are in the morning, some of you or in the night, evening time. But thank you for joining this live stream, and then it'll worth it. You'll enjoy it 100%. Great. So first, I would love to have some introduction from NERO team. Jake, Marcus, can you guys introduce yourself, please?
Sure. Yeah. I'll keep mine brief. I'm Jake. I'm the CEO and co-founder of NERO. Super excited to be having this hackathon. This is like what gives me energy, is seeing people build and that type of thing. So I just want to say, kind of first off, thanks to everyone for participating. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and we'd love to support and make sure everything's successful for everyone. So we've got Marcus with us. He's our head of DevRel. He's more than that. He's a master of development and communication. He's one of our gems. So super excited to have him host this, and he will be providing kind of all of the details kind of on this call for right now. And I'm happy to just kind of answer any high level questions about what we're looking for, and again, looking forward to this. Thank you.
Yeah, after a great introduction about that, what I can talk about myself. But I'm Marcus. I'm head of DevRel for NERO, and I'm excited to this event to see what you guys will be building for us. I'm really excited to see new applications born here, and yeah, let's see how we can work together through this 6 waves of revelation, as we saw in the video. And I'm really excited to meet you guys, meet you all, meet your solutions, and maybe help with my knowledge as well. So let's see what we can do. Thank you so much for having me today.
Great.
Yeah, I think I can just share my screen right now, so we can start giving a little bit of details on how this event will be. Just give me just a second here, and we will start this pretty short. Okay, great. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Thank you. So let's take a look on how will be the agenda for today. First, we can check how the WaveHack works. We have the WaveHack experts here, the AKINDO team, and we can discuss a little bit on the details, a lot on the judging criterias, raw timeline, and then a developer workshop that I just prepared for you guys. About the event itself, we want you guys to create innovative, decentralized applications. Of course, in NEROChain, utilizing the AA platform and the Paymaster solutions. And with those, we will be creating very user-friendly experiences for your users. The price pool is 30K, as you guys might know. This 30K is divided by 6 waves. One wave is the ideaton wave. We just started with this, plus 5 building waves that you guys will be working on the ideas you guys will be submitting. And the submissions happens each 14 days only through the Akindo platform, not from outside, just for the Akindo platform. Just keep in mind that.
Yes, sir.
Taka, do you have anything to add about this?
No. You made a great point. Thank you. Yeah, only on a WaveHack.
Yeah, please. So we decided to divide the judging criteria in the ideaton and building phases because they are essentially different, right? One will submit the ideas, the one you actually be building. So about the judging criterias, we have 7 points for the ideaton phase that is detailed here and also on the WaveHack page, but I will go through briefly on each of those points here. For the integration and vision, the AI platform integration vision, we want to see if the project clearly show how it is using NERO account abstraction, the paymaster tool. This is a must-have, right? You're gonna understand why this is a must-have because it's how NERO brings the proposition of being unique on the Web3 ecosystem. So keep in mind that. Clarity and in structure. If the idea is explained in clear and unorganized way, there is a lot of ways to do that. If you are showing how the users interact with your application, what the problem it solves, and hopefully how it works in a high level view. So diagrams will be very appreciated, workflows, anything. So going to innovation and relevance, if the idea is fresh, or if it brings a twist on an existing idea, that's what we want to see here, the details on this innovation and relevance. User impact and simplicity. If your application is easy to use by any kind of audience that we know and we don't know actually, like even folks new to crypto or not, other people, any of audience can use your application, points on this judging criteria. Marketing and ecosystem fit, if your application can bring more users or communities to Nero, points here. It's the kind of the thing that people would talk about on X and Farcaster. You be pointing here as well, because this is something that is very appealing on the ideaton and in applications as general. So yeah. Continuity and potential. This is a very important aspect of your idea. If the team seems ready to keep building through the waves, if they already planned the next steps in mind, if they have a clear roadmap, all of this counts here. And lastly, but not least, we are also evaluating the team credibility and potential. What does that mean actually? If the team or the solo builder is taking seriously on the idea, how the quality of the idea is submitted, we can actually see how is the effort put on the idea in this ideaton phase. So yeah, this is something that we'll be evaluating as well. And for the judging criteria, for the building phases, it's kind of a little bit different. But some of the points that we have before also repeats them, but we also are evaluating on the technical aspects here, like innovation and relevance, we have 30% here. Utilization of the paymaster, this is the heart of this hackathon. Your project should use it well and should also make the experience smoother and easier for the users using this tool that we'll be seeing on the next slides when I start to present about the paymaster itself. Continuity and long-term viability, it's also one aspect that we saw in the ideathon, but we are seeing here as well, like when the wave passes are 6 waves, we are seeing the team is delivering constant updates on the project. So if the team continues improving the application, polishing the application, it will point here as well. Lastly, technical merit. It's kind of judging criteria that has two faces, at least in my perspective. Your solution can be complex or either be creative and simple. So technical merit, it's all about that. So we will be evaluating your solution on these aspects as well. So more details on those judging criteria we also have in our WaveHack page, but this is a macro overview here about the judging criteria. Following this, you want to talk about something, Taka?
No. It's super clear. So I was like, nice.
Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you. So let's see our all timeline about this event here. We are starting on today, of course, the Ideaton Wave. It's a prize pool of 2.5K. And the goal is simple. Idea pitch. Make your idea shine through the submissions. Bonus points if you start marketing the idea on Next, like, okay, we are just starting this project here on the hackathon. We already created the page of the idea on socials. We will be constantly update the steps of this idea and updating on Next as well. Bonus points, especially for me, I would be one of the judges, of course. I will be seeing all of this, following you guys as well. So yeah, and bonus points here as well on solution diagrams. It's really important to have a clear idea on how to use the Paymaster tools, the AA platform on your solution. And we want to see this clear on the submissions for the ideathon. And bonus points as well if you have a clear roadmap, like a solution with clear deliverables will be also pointing here. This is the goal of the ideathon phase. Again, after the ideathon phase, we will follow with 5 building phases. And each building phases from the 2 to 5, they are necessarily similar. They're most the same. You're building your idea, following the judging criterias, and of course, reaching the milestones on the roadmap, bonus points if you're following exactly what you planned, or even adding more aspects of your solution there. Of course, sharing evolution on X will be very appreciated. And we will be also prompting you guys as developers on a feedback loop to understand what the pain points you have, what your guys are feeling hard to understand or implement in our solution. Participation on this feedback loop also points on the criteria for being successful on this hackathon. If you guys see here on the last wave, we have a bonus 2.5K of bonus, of course.
Nice.
What that means actually, if you guys here will be submitting through those waves, will be pointing a thing called streak bonus. If you go through the waves, each wave will be a streak bonus aggregated to your score. At the end of the final wave, aside from the normal pool we have, the teams who have the highest streak bonuses will be sharing this extra 2.5K at the end of the event. So it's a incentive for you guys to keep building and keep improving, because we as Nero, we believe in a long-term career of the solutions in our ecosystem. So after this hackathon, we want to continue with you guys. We want to support you guys to be on our chain, in our ecosystem, evolving. So this is a sign of long-term commitment for the community. Yeah,
Great.
I think
Mhm.
this information is it for the information about the event.
I mean, yeah,
Taka.
that great. Yeah, that is amazing. I mean, super aligned with the WaveHack's policy and the direction that you guys can actually can allocate the bonus pool for the continuous building. That's amazing. Then also important question here is, are these bonus points will be shared like somewhere on an X or social
Yeah,
media
I think
later?
we don't have a specific, but we can share on X. We can share. We'll be
Hmm.
doing a lot of presence on X
Hmm.
about the evolution of the projects that will be performing so well. We'll be highlighting them on not only on X, but in our
Hmm.
community as well, like
Hmm.
spotlighting. We can even have some kind of small podcast about the builders to talk about their solutions as well. We are
Hmm.
actually building this stuff for feedback of the feedback on the builders as well. So keep
Great.
stay tuned on that. We'll be
Great.
sharing
Yeah.
and be doing a lot of this kind of stuff.
Yeah, you can, and then you can also maximize the tabs. We have like comments tabs or idea tabs, and then also the Discord channel as well. So
Yeah,
whenever you feel like gonna
yeah,
appropriate,
for
like feel
sure.
free to share. And then
We'll
also,
be sharing a lot of places.
I saw the side schedule for the wave one, including this ceremony, and then especially including the tech support and so on. Can you maybe elaborate on that part as well?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for remembering that. I should have put on the presentations as well. But it's on our page, so you can go for the detailed tech support for this wave one. I will be very present on the Nero. I am already be there, but you guys will have some office hours to go to Nero Discord to ask me questions or suggestions about your solutions. So what you guys maybe will have some questions after reading our documentations. We'll have some presentations on the what to build on the Wednesday. I'm planning to do this on Wednesday. I'll keep you guys updated. I'll give some brief informations about what to build on this presentation today too. But the site schedule is it's kind of it's already available on the WaveHack page, but I
Hmm.
will be providing totally a total support tech support for the developers building on this. So just go to our Discord, go there, and I will be there to answer your questions. So that's more or less how it works.
Amazing. And then also there is a midway checkpoint on
Yeah, for
18th
sure.
April too.
Yeah, for sure. I will be pinging you guys friendly, let's say that, to actually see how you guys are doing, how you guys are going on the ideaton phase, and we'll repeat on the building phases as well. So yeah,
Mhm.
keep in mind
Great,
that.
great. I mean, that's super helpful for Akino community builders. So like Akino builders, please like feel free to ask any questions anytime. And then Marcus will gonna answer you guys between 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. UTC minus three.
Yeah,
Well,
and if it's a sync like text message, we can actually you can send message anytime. I will answer it as soon as I see the message. So just throw me a message there.
that's amazing. I think Akino builders can count on that word because I've been like gonna texting with Marcus and he's super fast on replies. So
Yeah, just throw me a message, man. Even if it's like a small suggestion, I'm very glad to help you guys.
amazing. Amazing, great. Thank you. Yeah, that's it
Yeah, for sure.
for now. Yeah.
I think that is the information about this event. I prepared a short but yet very powerful presentation about Nero for you guys today. And let's get started with this one as well. So be eager to see that. And
Hmm.
here is what we cover on this workshop today. And before seeing what NEROChain is, I always like to start with a more important question. Why NEROChain? The reason is very simple, actually, because personally, I believe that technology worth building should start by solving a real problem. It should have a clear goal, a center of gravity. So what is exactly Nero is? Why Nero is actually? That's exactly what I want to show you today. Like, here is you guys, and also me, actually, because I'm a developer myself. But let's all put the hats of the Web3 builders today for a second. We, as developers, build the product from scratch. You go out through the hurdles, brainstorm the ideas, write every line of code, design every screen. You actually bring the users to your application, either to smart marketing efforts or because your app is simple, that good. And mixing all of this, you are also, of course, the one that creates transactions on the chain, because every interaction users make is powered by your application. They are paying gas fees in native tokens just to use what you as a developer built, or we. So there's a twist. Who actually gets paid for all of this? Spoiler, it's not you, it's not us. Not at all, not in Web3. So that's the reality of the Web3 developers today, sadly. If you're launching an dApp right now, you are the one driving activity on the chain. This activity generates network fees, but why any portion of that comes back to you? All goes straight to the infrastructure, to the validators, sequencers, block producers. Meanwhile, your dApp gets nothing. Does that seem fair to you? I guess not. But let's see a little something very interesting from the past. When we think about how Web2 application works, if you launch on, let's say, any application on using AWS as infrastructure, you pay a few bucks to host your backend, and that's it. Period. That's your cost. And any transaction, anything that generates revenue in your applications, you keep it. But let's think a bit about the Web2 scenario. Imagine if instead of charging for this infrastructure upfront, AWS took a cut of every single transaction that your application processed every time. That would feel off, right? Because you're generating these transactions, and the AWS will be like, oh, give me this, give me this, give me that. That's exactly what when we think about it, that's exactly what is happening with Web3 today. Infrastructure doesn't charge you upfront, but it extracts the ongoing value on the process. And every transaction your users make sends fees straight to the base layer, not for you. And your dApps, my dApps, the dApps themselves are left scrambling, chasing token incentives, grants, VC funding, just to keep the lights on. And here's what usually happens. When successful dApps don't benefit from the chain they are on, they leave. Because they can build their own chain to capture the value they generate. And that's exactly that projects like the IDX, Xfinity, Uniswap, DeFi Kingdoms moved away from the Ethereum layer 1. Because create their own app chains, they get full control of the transaction revenue. They can even let the user space pay for the transactions in any token. Problem solved for them, right? Yeah, for them, yes, but not for the community, not quite. Spinning your own chain is a massive engineering lift. You're no longer just building your product. You're doing now having to manage security, validators, bridges, tokenomics, infrastructure as a whole. And let's be real, this is not that most of the teams don't simply have the resources to pull that off. Very few do, actually. But what if you didn't have to choose of being exploited or being building your own chain from the scratch? if there is a place to actually earn a fair share of the fees your app generates without the headache of maintaining the infrastructure, or a way to stay focused on your product while still benefiting from the value it generates. That's exactly what NEROChain does. And a few more things, actually, that we'll see right now. But let's get back to that graph that we saw today earlier. For now, for us as Nero, you shouldn't have to build your own chain to get paid. We bring a proposition to fix this. Imagine that every time your dApp processed a transaction, this activity is stored on chain, and you, as a developer, got a portion of the fees generated back to you. So with this simple philosophy, with this simple mechanism, we are making the application layer fatter, and similar what we have in the Web 2 in terms of value captured. And that's exactly how we work. Instead of validators and infrastructure taking out the fees, we have a manual sharing mechanism that ensures that dApps are rewarded by the network activity. Every transaction that flows through your application can actually generate revenue for your project. And that's possible thanks to this manual fee sharing coordinated by Nero Foundation. At the end of the day, the developers don't just use the infrastructure, they finally can start benefiting from it. And this is one of the things, and that's not only that what we are eager to solve, but we are not just about sharing the fees. We are going a step further. We are giving the developers full control of how users pay those fees. Because with Nero, users can pay gas using any ERC20 token you choose. Stablecoins, game currencies, project's own token. It's all up to you as a developer. As a developer, you decide the accepted tokens of your application. You can set custom pricings, offer discounts, create a special logic, even throw away the gas if you want. Like I want to sponsor every transaction on my application, and the user don't even have to know what gas is. It's possible due to what we are offering as in our tools and in our proposition. And remember that two major problems that in the beginning that causes the big applications to leave layer ones, revenue sharing and gas flexibility. Those 2 points are totally solved by Nero's philosophy. So that said, you don't need to build an entire chain to unlock those benefits. If you build on Nero, you get those same benefits out of the box. You stay focused on what matters, shipping your product, not building any and worrying about infrastructure. The best part of that, it all runs on a high performance EVM compatible chain. So with all of that has out of the box, you don't even need to rewrite your stack or learn a new language. Not at all. Just have to plug and build on our tools, and that's quite it. Now that we have the why that I started this presentation, we can take finally a look at what NEROChain is. And NEROChain, Nero is a modular layer 1 chain. That means that while most layer 1s try to do everything in one place, they hit the scaling limits in some part. That's the nature of the blockchain itself. But here we take a different approach. We break things down in modular layers, so each layer has one job to do and does that job extremely well. But considering the standard modular architecture, we add on top of that standard modularity extra layer that we call the user access layer. And this is where developers and users interact with the chain, because it brings to the game the native account abstraction that we'll be seeing in the next slides. But this means that users can use smart accounts, they can sign with any wallet using the social logins and anything related to that, and pay fees in whatever the tokens the application developers allows. So we can think about the access layer as a shell of the system. So it's the first point out of both for users and the applications. And the rest of the layers, the execution, settlement, and data availability, they are the very similar architecture of any modular chain. They are fully EVM compatible. Of course, they have some different details that we can more deeper details that we can see on the documentation. If you are researching very deep on seeing what is underlying, then you can check there. But what we can assume from here is they are fully EVM compatible on the same architecture we have in modularity chains. So that's the high overview of the architecture on NEROChain. Let's talk a little bit now about the native account abstraction, what it is and why it's important. And the reason it is there, it's because we believe that wallets should feel like applications, not cryptographic puzzles. For me and you, we are probably crypto native or crypto familiar with, having those raw private keys and all of this kind of stuff is kind of natural, but it's not the same for the other audiences. Imagine an elderly managing a raw private key. They can do, actually, not saying that, but it's a additional friction for them. And most blockchains today, users are stuck managing those raw private keys, lose it once, you don't have it to how to recover it, no fallback, no flexibility. Having this as a layer, you can actually enable smart contracts wallets by default. So this enables social logins, recovery, anything that is supported by the native account abstraction. So taking a look a little deeper on how the native account abstraction is, basically we are saying you can let your users log in your application however they want, and you as a developer enable for them. Like they can select a social login like Google, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever, or even they can use a wallet themselves if they are familiar with. But the point is, from this point of having this native account abstraction embedded on the chain, those account abstraction wallets are deployed automatically on the chain for those users. So you don't have to implement any kind of smart contract for deal with this AA wallets. They are directly on chain using the contract factory that we have as an entry point for your application. And in other words, you can make onboarding on your application just feel like the Web 2. Like this is a very familiar screen for everyone that uses any kind of website on Web 2, right? It can be the very same on in Web 3 as well if you use this kind of tools. So it's smooth for UX for the users, and you as a developer have full control, because we are talking the difference about the AOA wallets and smart account wallets. And there is a few differences between those two approaches. And you as a developer might want to implement the smart account wallets in your application. In other chains, this comes with a lot of friction for you as a developer. In Nero, we have this natively. So you can actually consider this like that. Other core point of this presentation is talking a little bit about the fee sharing. So let's start clearing up a common misconception that is out there. Currently, there is no magical automatic fee sharing built in most of the blockchains. They don't exist, and Nero doesn't pretend there is either. Like, the reality is, on most of chains, all fees go straight to the infrastructure and they stay there. Developers get nothing. And now a lot of chains are starting to have these fee sharing mechanisms, but people often imagine some of kind automatic magic protocol level that's they just send money to the developers of the dApps. That almost never exists. It's poor marketing. It's not infrastructure at all. In Nero, the difference is honesty and control. We give you a real manual fee sharing system that is transparent, coordinated, and designed to reward developers based on the actual impact on the chain. So instead of over-promising protocol magic, we build something real, like something that actually works and it's transparent enough for you to trust. If you're using Nero's AA platform or Paymaster, you automatically enter on a transparent agreement with Nero Foundation. That means when your app integrates our tools and drives real user activity on the chain, the foundation shares a portion of the fees. Simple, that more simple than it. It's kind of hard to figure out. But let's be clear: the AA platform and the Paymaster, they aren't some kind of magic. They protocol automatic stuff. No, they are real. They are a real working channel, one that aligns the developers' incentives and networks growth. So use it, you get rewarded. That's pretty simple. So, and all of these interactions that your application does using the Paymaster, every gasless transaction or every transaction that goes through it, it's all measurable. And it's all verifiable on chain. So we are not saying, we are not taking the numbers out of nothing. It's all stored on chain, and this activity will be your rewarding measure at the end of the process. So the key benefits for developers are very straightforward. Use the Nero's Paymaster and account abstraction tools. Let your users pay in what they make sense for them, stablecoins, you go. And in return, you get rewarded. No truth promises, no true theory, just a real working business relationship with Nero Foundation. With this system, we respect your work and pays you for the value you bring. So it's clear. It's not necessarily anything magical. But I talk a lot about this Paymaster and AA platform. But let's take a look on how it looks like. It looks like this. The Paymaster platform gives developers full control on how the gas fees are handled in their applications. What they can do is it allows you to sponsor gas for your users, like gas-free or controlled friction for the users. Let users pay in any ERC20 tokens, not just Nero. You can have different ways for paying those gas fees. You can implement prepaid and postpaid kinds of paying gas. So this is something very interesting in a lot of use cases for applications. You can set gas discount policies for your application per user or globally. Let's say, oh, for each user of my application, I want to give the 5 first transactions for free for them. You can just go to this platform here, set the rules exactly how we intended to be set there, and you're good to go. Like, and you can also on the fly, we can decide, okay, I'm sponsoring too much for the users. I want to revert that. I want to actually make my users start paying for the applications. You can just go there, disable what you enabled, save, and again, your application is already implementing those policies. Everything is managed through the developer dashboard. There's a lot of features on this dashboard. For this platform specifically, we just released yesterday a tutorial on YouTube, and walkthrough on all of those features, how to set up, all the parts of it, how they work, and why they work like that. I will be sharing this link later, and I will be also updating our page with this tutorial as well. So be sure to check out, because you guys gonna work a lot of this interface we are seeing here, playing with the features, and I hope you enjoyed the platform itself and also the tutorial that I just created for you. So let's see a little bit of practice here. This is a very simple minting application. The user just go there, log in, and minting some test tokens for them. And what you're seeing here right now is, or better, what you're not seeing, because there is no gas prompt here, and he is minting tokens. Why is that? Because they are using the AA platform to make this transaction totally for free. So he's clicking on minting button, the tokens are getting minted, the transaction is executed, but no MetaMask is prompted. The user don't even know what gas is here. So that's the kind of user experiences you can achieve. Use has basement to achieve even more and greater user experiences in your applications. It's all using the AA platform. So keep in mind on that. When we combine these experiences with signing with nMail, click in some sort of actions, doesn't it seem has a Web2 application? Like, the user don't even know what gas is, but he's minting tokens. That's kind of the experience you can achieve. But you as a developer might be wondering, how do I integrate those Nero toolings on my standard applications or in the standard decentralized applications architecture? It's kind of simple. Actually, it's very simple, because we are just adding at the end of the day API call for you, and REST API call. And REST API call is kind of very a very common practice when you are doing web applications in general. So you have your dApp interface here, your AA wallet. You're using SDK called user OP SDK. I will be talking a little bit more about it later. But what you're doing is you're communicating with the AA platform that we are calling here the Paymaster API. It gets the enough information to create your transaction, to mount with the necessary information before sending to the chain parts of the solution. This user operation here will be mounted with the information we got from the paymaster and then sent to the chain. That's kind of it, because when we think about what we are adding here from the standard Web3 architecture, then we are just adding an API call on the middle of the workflow. That's no more, no less than it. So that's kind of the architecture we normally have on the Nero applications. On application using Nero tools has to improve this kind of user experiences. But what tools should I use then to build off this? The same ones that you are using right now. Like, you can use Foundry or Remix or Hardhat to write your smart contract codes. You can use React Native, React.js, Vue, any front-end framework to develop your UI. And that's pretty much it. The things that you should be aware is those three things here. The one is the user OP SDK, is the JavaScript SDK that handles smart account creation, bundle user operations, and the paymaster integration. You'll be doing these REST API calls for the AA platform, and the user OP SDK gives everything for you to do this seamless on your client. So it's a way for you to link your client with the AA platform without having to worry to build everything from scratch. So we are just giving this for you. The AA platform is that one that showed you before. You have to go there, log in. The walkthrough will go for you with the very basic steps on the how to do all of this. So, and the entry point and the account factory is informations about the chain itself that we also have on the documentation. So that's pretty much it. What we'll be adding to your tools. That's kind of the user OP SDK is actually a npm package. It's like you just add and you just will have to add the npm package in your client, and that's pretty much it. Of course, our docs have a lot of those informations in a more deeper perspectives as well. So, lastly but not least, I prepared some, I call here use cases, but we can think of it as use features on a more big perspective on it. Because what we saw that on that small example of a user minting a token, we can also bring the same mechanism to gamify, like players on players on the left, they just want to play. They don't want to think about gas. They don't want to think about anything. They just want to play. And they will click play and jump to the game. No gas, no pop-ups, no friction. On the meanwhile, the devs will handle the gas, players don't see, or if they see, they will have a controlled friction on the experience are supposed to be. It's not something that is enforced by the chain. It's like it's something that the developer thought about the players having, and they can play fun games, way frictionless games with these mechanisms. Or we can have games that the game admin can send multiple NFTs based on, I don't know, game assets or level rewards. Let's say you want to 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 prize your players, your top 10 players of your game with NFTs, special NFTs. You can send all of these NFTs with one click using batch transactions with only on user operation using our platform. And this is kind of very simple for the game admin here. If you make this gasless for you, you can just click and then boom, send like 10 NFTs at once for the players that is your top 10 on the list. So this is the kind of features you can have on the using those kind of tools we are proposing here. About SocialFi, that's one of our building teams as well. I thought about this kind of pools that we have out there, like we can vote in anyone or anything, like someone versus anyone who can win, or who is the guy who won't vote for. We can make exactly the same mechanism to create this kind of applications, like voting, invisible voting. They don't know that is gas, or we can actually make them pay for the gas if you really want, but will be all be stored on chain. They don't even need what the chain is. It's just for the application, and that will be pretty much of it. And in DeFi, there is something that is very interesting as well. Like a cool feature that we can have on this DeFi realm is like, maybe we can have this claim gasless airdrop claim portal where a user can register what tokens they can actually get the airdrop, but when they click this claim tokens, they get all the tokens it registered. So again, it's only one transaction, only one user operations with a lot of batch transactions. So it's a very powerful thing in applications we see on out there as well, but it has a lot of friction that the users get lost or don't even use it because they don't want to worry about those kind of things. Again, these use cases here, they are pretty simple, but they remove a lot of frictions for the end user at the end of the day. And that's what we believe, that how we onboard those masses and those audiences that are not aware, or they don't want to suffer all of those frictions of the Web3. We are giving this power for the developers to create those kind of applications. Then, where to get all of this information on more deeper perspective? Our documentation has it. Has a lot of tutorials, has how to configure your Paymaster APIs, sample applications or template for you to create your applications from the scratch, deployment flows, chain formations, everything is there. Be sure to check out. again, as we mentioned it on the start of this presentation, enter our Discord community because I will be there giving technical support every day. You just have to drop a message there. And all of our channels as well are very useful for depending on what you need. So that's pretty much it for this workshop. I hope I didn't get too much time of the of the presentation. I think we can answer some questions now, actually.
Great, great.
Thank
Yeah,
you so much for the opportunity.
thank you, Marcus. It was a great presentation and it's super clear, I think. And then the builders rule are gonna, are gonna happy about the presentation he had. And one question we also had a comment on a streaming comment column that can we have this presentation like a deck? I mean this
Yeah,
presentation
for sure, for
document.
sure. I'll share everything for you guys. No worries. I will be sharing this deck. I'll be sharing any material that is necessary for you. Don't worry.
Great, good news, good news, good news. And then one like interesting, it's not question, but yeah, I mean the question was today we'll have airdrop. I mean it's a no, but I think that you can like maybe touch on this and then maybe share related things around the TG things maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll let this one for Jake. So
Yeah, sure, sure. So I think TGE, so right now we're targeting May 13th. It won't be sooner than that. That's, kind of where we're working back from. But the goal is before the end of Q2. That's the hard goal. But we're working back from like basically 1 month from now. And just to like put it out there, like our airdrop will certainly reward builders significantly. We value them a lot. So yeah, just we don't have there's nothing to leak because it's not designed yet. We want this to be very organic, and we want this to sort of like we want to give back. We want to fatten the app layer, as Marcus said, and really give back a lot of that value capture to the builders, as it stands. So.
Amazing, cool, 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 great, thank you. And then also another question, more question. There was more question that so it said the question from the guy who asked that can we have this presentation please? And then he said more question that was not quite clear. We would create a smart contract and then connect it to a platform with the paymaster, or
Maybe I
no,
can.
you connect.
Yeah, go ahead.
No. Now you answer.
I was gonna try to like just demo it on the fly, which is this is like let's see if I can do it. Let's see. Can I share mine? Is this gonna work? Okay, can you see this?
Yes.
All right, cool. So we can just demo on the fly. So WaveHack. WVK, what are we gonna call it? WVH. Let's call it million, 10 million, a million. So this is gonna just quickly show my canceled user app. So we're gonna create this token right now. And then so here's what's like the coolest thing, the most exciting thing is so right here on this is like a wallet npm. This is coming soon to Marcus. Is this live on mainnet, or this is still coming soon? I think we're like imminent within a couple of days. This is on testnet but not on mainnet. And so right here, this is like the most exciting feature, which is you can either have this sponsored or you can include whatever, you can basically choose whatever token that the assigned paymaster has decided to pay for the transaction. So I'm going to create it. This is a token I created before. And I'm essentially going to go, I'll show you while it's confirming. So I'm paying for this creation moment with a token that was created before. And so right here is where we can control this. So there's a little bit of circular logic here because like this is my API for this particular application, but you can see, okay, look that we just successfully created WaveHack. I'm going to go here I'm going to go find WaveHack in the tokens. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this is the one we just created. So I'm going to go copy it, and I'm going to go add it to the accepted tokens that my paymaster can accept for gas. So we go there, we accept it now. Now you see here, we're going to just set a manual price service. This is something that will continue to progress over time. Like what this means is essentially it's sort of this manual price service right now. But over time, like each of these will be able to be controlled sort of on their own separate axis. But for now, kind of just leave it there. And as Marcus was mentioning before, we can do this kind of like free times per new address. So like, if you're trying to attract that new person to your game, you can give them 10 free transactions that they never feel. And then kind of after that, they have to learn how to maybe buy your game token and use that as gas. So you can create this kind of customized logic. All of these fee policies are sort of customizable on the fly. So we're going to save that there. You saw that. Okay, so now we have WVH as the accepted token here. So now I'm just going to go here. And does somebody want to give me just a wallet, like a random wallet address? If you have one available, I can just copy it for you. If you want to drop it in the chat, or I can just copy my own. So now what we're going to do is just going to do it like a simple, send. Here we go. So we're going to import this token. Let's see, we've got WaveHack. Copy it again. Import it. Import the token. Got it here, 1 million. We're going to send it. Just going to send it to another address here. See if that worked or if it's the same. Let's see. Nope. Copy. I'm doing a Bluetooth copy, so it's taking 1 second. No, still not working. Hold on a second. Find another wallet address. I just don't want to send it to myself. So okay, let's see. Did that work that time? No, it's still the same address. You want to just give me your wallet address, Marcus, and I'll just send it to you.
Just a sec. Just a second. I shared where I share it on the Zoom chat is great. I did share on the Zoom chat.
There we go. Copy that. So now I'm going to go just send Marcus 500,000 of these, or 500,000 of these WaveHack tokens. Okay. And so now I go over here and select. You can see here, look, WaveHack is eligible, right, for paying for this transaction. And so now it takes a second to calculate just because it's a new token and there's we had to manually set that price service. But you can see over here that like how quickly you can go from creating a token to literally charging for gas in that token for your application. And it's gonna first time takes a second just because it has to find that price service. Our like this for us is so exciting when we see this, because like we assume that all the developers are going to want to use their own token in this configuration. And really like what we're trying to kind of push here is this idea that like Marcus said at the beginning, we want to kind of create this positive feedback loop for your tokens and the application tokens within the ecosystem, because we want to give them demand so that you can have more revenue and your treasury can grow, and you can then use those kind of funds that are created to kind of create more demand and then market to more users going forward. So we just sent Marcus half the balance of these WaveHack tokens, paying with the WaveHack token that we just created, and then set that policy over here in real time. So successful demo in the wild. So there we go.
Thanks for your tokens, man. I just reached. Let me tackle a little bit on the question that we received, like if we create a smart contract and then connect to the AA platform with a paymaster. I think this also can be considered on the smart contract logic of an application. Like if there is like not a token creation, but it's also a smart contract logic, and for answering this question, you connect your client, the front end, to the paymaster, and the client will communicate to the paymaster with the contract address that you deployed on the chain and to execute your logic. So you don't quite link your smart contract logic to the paymaster harder than the communication with it. It's the very same that we do on the Web3. So we just get the information from the paymaster, but the send transaction you'll be pinging on your destination contract. So that's more or less like that in terms of considering Web3 backend logic.
Okay, I mean, that's great. Nikita, maybe. Nikita, did I answer to your question? Maybe it'll be great if we can have a reaction from you, maybe. No? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Maybe yes. Okay, and then I also have like a question from my side too. Is like does NERO provide any analytics, dev tooling, or community support to help iterate and scale projects faster?
Great question. Am I still sharing my screen? Is it still
Yeah,
up?
you're
Okay,
still
cool.
sharing.
Okay, great. So it's just harder to see from this side. So yes, and this is like one of the things we're super excited about is this is like the analytics tool for the total gas requests that have come through from your API instance. And you know how like I guess this speaks a little bit to the ethos that Marcus was saying before. We really want like never in the history of blockchain development has there been this kind of moment of like experimentation in block space pricing. And so like the thing that we want to introduce high level is like block that we call this block space 2.0, like this idea that the applications control the block space pricing because the applications know the users and they have very, you know, like Marcus said before, like there may be one type of transaction that has very specific context or you know has a certain you know relationship with the application, and then there's another type of transaction that has very different context or very different value within the network. So we really want like at the high level like block space experimentation because like in every other industry on earth like these things are experimented with like you know this price sensitivity analysis, and it's never really been done in our space. And so what we wanted to kind of do is give the ability rather than like the protocol handing you down this mandate, let you experiment in this environment that's like modifiable in real time, that lets you kind of set the policies in real time, experiment in real time, and then do this kind of feedback loop. So with the analytics question, yes, we want this to improve too. But the idea is that like you can, you know, one thing about the philosophy, just I want to say is like, I think we've kind of gotten into this sort of this sort of like one track mind or this tunnel vision of gas fees bad, fees to zero. Let's try to make sure fees are as low as possible, which I think is just a function. Like what we're actually saying when we say that is the protocol's fees we don't care about. We don't really care about the protocol's token. We're not interested in playing by your rules. And that's what we're saying. So don't charge me at all because I don't want to play by your rules. I think that's what we're saying when we say like, you know, let's try to get fees lower or gasless environments. That's not true. The minute you can start pricing transactions in your own token and making revenue from that, we'll start to find what the right sweet spot is for transactions on a kind of case by case basis. That's what we're trying to find, and we're trying to share in the kind of in that kind of search in that discovery with the applications. because the minute you can start making this as a revenue stream for yourself, we'll know that the answer is not zero, right? It's something above zero and what we were kind of what came from before. And so we want this to iterate over time and allow this kind of this price service to have some sort of like feedback loop, something that can be like fed by some other type of modifier or some kind of other coefficient that can optimize for the fee sensitivity that's being read here. Like assuming, let's say you have a baseline of, say, we know we have 1,000 users per day interacting with this application. Well, you can kind of tweak these parameters to sort of maximize, your application revenue before you start to lose a significant amount of, of users that are interacting. Like you would then know you were bumping up against the fee sensitivity for those types of transactions. So that's the cool thing. That's the long answer to your analytics question, but I think it speaks to a bigger philosophy that we have. So I just want to take that time to kind of share that.
Amazing. I mean, thank you. It was like a great answer. Actually, more than I expected. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Great. And then I think I really understood what differentiates Nero from other layers, and then maybe also our kind of builders too. So I think we can wrap up the Q&A session here, and then before and in a call, would love to have last comments from you, Jake and Marcus.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed these presentations as much as I enjoyed to preview for you guys.
Mhm.
And I think the final giveaway, the final takeaway that I would share is building on Nero, you're not just getting a modeler or any kind of normal chain out there. You're getting this entire platform that is built to support you developers with tools, APIs, documentations, and support from an active community. So keep in mind that is a different philosophy for building on the Web3 as a whole. So yeah, thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Jake.
guys. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I'm super excited. This is like the most comprehensive hackathon we've done so far. So really excited to see what comes out of it. And yeah, happy to answer any questions like Marcus said. And I'm here to cheer you guys on. I'm not a developer, but I'm a cheerleader. So
Nice. We need a cheerleader too, always.
but hey, but that like in real time live demo was pretty good for a non-dev.
100%, 100%.
100%.
100% was amazing. Great. Yeah. And then please builders don't forget to join a NERO WaveHack from the WaveHack page. And then also there is the link for the WaveHack page on the Luma page as well. So, and then if you're not ready, then like ask a bunch of questions to Marcus and Jake on the Discord, and they'll make you prepared well for the WaveHack too. So feel free to ask any questions, and then you can be a part of the the great thing going ahead. Great. So huge thanks to everyone who joined today, and of course to the NERO team, Jake, Marcus. Thank you so much for sharing your guys' insights too. And then if you're feeling inspired, and I really encourage you to explore NERO further, especially as we're going to WaveHack builders. So please get on the Discord, ask questions, and then start. Great. And then thanks again, and good luck with building. Thank you. Thank you for today, and then see you next time at the WaveHack.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.